This video is sponsored by Win-Win Technology, your ultimate flight sim hardware solution, featuring the Orion hotels, current and future configurations.
Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing very well. Today is Saturday and something a little bit different. We've got our beloved, one of the, if not the most prolific mod makers in DCS, Grinnelli on the lines. Please say hello, Grinnelli.
Hello, Grinnelli.
And I've got two good friends as well, Cortana and Simba. Say hello, you two.
How's it going?
Hello.
We're going to get an update from Grinnelli. He's always, imagine like a mad professor, just inventing crazy stuff. That's what he does, as I'm sure he'll agree. A scope of what we're going to look at today. First of all, we have two aircraft that are publicly available, before I forget to say, and you can go and download them, from virtualairrace.com, which I will of course link in the video description. If we go to VARS Hangar, download, we're looking at today the revised version of the Edge 540. It stopped working when version 2.7 of DCS came out. Grinnelli's been working hard and it's now working. And the brand new plane, the Extra 330 SR, and whatever other crazy stuff Grinnelli has been working on. So Grinnelli, can we cover the 540 and the 330 generally before we go and fly them?
Sure. So the Edge 540 has been updated to work in 2.7. We will have new animations. We fixed a lot of issues that were brought to our attention through community feedback, and we've got that ready to go to move forward. The Extra 330 SR is in the beta testing right now. It is running the same engine code as the 540 to be a worthy competitor. However, center of gravity, some different numbers are in place that make it slightly different, yet a worthy adversary for the 540.
Roger.
The 330 will be updated a handful of times as we move forward through the month and as we get some new racetracks ready for the VARS content.
Roger, and we will be looking at some racetracks as well today, which will be awesome. Now, before we go and strap on our flight gear, was there anything you want to show us about your crazy other project?
We have the MXSR that is still very much a work in progress. It will also feature the same speed and engine style code with some slight changes to the flight model to again be a competitor in the series, and pilots will be able to choose their weapon of choice when competing in VARS community events. We also have a fun fantasy project in the works that will be further down the pipe, but it is a fan racer, 2,000 horsepower rotary engine with 6 rocket boosters. We have custom pilot models, and it's really just for fun times and
messing about, but having fun.
Messing
now,
about,
a lot of
yes.
people, a lot of you should know what the Macross. I missed out on it, sadly. I do know bits, but I'm sure a lot of you will recognise the fan racer. So Grinnelli, for someone who is interested in this kind of stuff but doesn't actually know a lot about it, what's the rough difference between the 540 and the 330?
The real plane, the 330, is a little bit slower. It's the 330 SR that we developed for the air racing is specifically a fantasy aircraft that we developed for the air racing so that we could try to add some variety. Mm-hmm. The 330 is more an aerobatic plane. However, they did use them in the 2012 or 2015. They were used in the Red Bull series. They transferred over to the Edge 540 and the MXS in later years until they stopped doing it.
Okay.
So basically, we created a fantasy version, similar performance. The major differences in DCS are mainly the seating position. The Edge, you sit way farther forward. The Extra, you feel like you're much farther back because you are. But it's a different sensation, so it feels different to fly the race course from a more forward or more rearward position in the airframe. Beyond that, I mean, the cockpits are slightly different. The Edge features the EFIS computer, where the Extra is more old school with just the core LED and LED screen in the front center console. For the most part, they're effectively even power-wise and racing-wise on the track, just some very minor differences.
Roger. I'm just looking around the cockpit of the 330 at the moment. It looks awesome. It looks almost as good as like a proper module. It's really cool. Okay, so let me have a look at what I've got here for the valued viewers, because I don't really know what I'm doing here, but I am excited by this. Cool leather seat, or leather type seat, which is sexy. Bit of carbon fibre back there, which is nice. We've got the prop lever there. We've got the throttle there. What's the red lever under the prop lever?
The mixture.
Do we touch that?
You leave that full forward or full rich.
Yep, fine. Why would I ever want to change that, purely out of interest?
The just for the function of the airplane, when you change altitudes and as you fly the airplane, if you lean the mixture out, you would run the risk of detonating the engine, but you also gain a little bit more power.
Right.
The flight I've been working on trying to improve the engine model to feature that. Currently, if you were to grab the mixture with the mouse and pull it all the way out when the airplane is running, it will effectively cut the fuel and it'll stall. Beyond that, I have to work a little bit harder to work through some of the performance changes that might occur for you to fine-tune the mixture that would add another element to you being faster than me in a straight line, because you know how to adjust the mixture better than a more amateur pilot.
Roger. I'm just going to blast over the cockpit for the valued viewers. You've got this kind of really cool carbon facade, which is nice. We've got magnetos off, left, right, both on. We've got a speedo in knots up to 220. Wow, these things are really fast. Right, we've got a trim up and down indicator. Let me see if it works. Yes, it does, except I've realised I've set mine the wrong way around. No, I haven't. It's just down at the top. It's nothing. Barometric altimeter in hundreds of feet, I'm guessing, and inches mercury. Pressure. Fancy clock. Does the clock do anything at the top? In fact, I don't even know if it's a clock. 1200. Oh, there. I found a clock. I have found a clock. There's a clock.
Oh, that's a transponder.
A transponder in one of these. Wowza.
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
So it's at the VFR right now.
What does 1200 mean, guys, then?
VFR in the US.
Do they different in different countries?
Not sure. I just know it's 1200 in the US.
We flew with 7,000. I went up in a light aircraft. We flew with 7,000, whatever that means. Okay, tell us quickly about this cool, sexy kind of digital ADI thing in the middle of Grinnelli.
So in the middle, you have your race display that will display your speed and G.
Yep.
Smaller underneath. If you click the green light on the LED indicator at the top left, it'll swap speed for G, so you can monitor how many G's you're pulling once you're on track.
Yep.
If you click the center button, it will swap you to the backup ADI, which is, as normal, a slip indicator, a bank, out, speed, and heading.
Yep.
And you're in the 540, correct?
I'm in a 330 because I'm
330. I'm sorry, my correction. The 330. Yeah, so that would be the main digital features. And then if you wanted to hide the racing LED lights, you can click above it, and it will replace it with an aerobatic routine, which you can modify in the
yeah, I did
texture
see that.
folder.
Right, very good. I've got a manifold pressure here in inches mercury. Wow. Okay. We've got a fuel gauge here. Is that a fuel gauge or some sort of pressure? I can't quite work out the lower half.
I see what you mean about the trim.
Weird, isn't it? We've got this tachometer. Is that the engine, Grinnelli? It's the engine, isn't it? Yeah.
Far right is the tach, and on the smaller panel to the right of the fuel gauges is the digital fuel readout.
Roger. Okay. Right, where do we get to? Oh, okay, here we go. More fuel. On the 330, I've got two manual fuel indicators. Has it got two fuel tanks or something?
It has a center tank and wing tank. So whenever you're racing these aircraft, you have to ensure that you reduce the fuel to 10-15%. Otherwise, at 100% fuel, you have fuel in both the center and the wings. And it is not advisable to perform aerobatics or race with fuel in the wings. It would destroy the plane. Be very dangerous.
Oil pressure. We've got... I don't know what this is. This is getting really confused. Mixer, anyone? Mixer?
Mixture?
It just says mixer. And it's got 5.57, whatever that is. I don't know.
That's your digital fuel. The bottom right gauge is your fuel. That's showing you have 5-something gallons.
Right. Okay, that's clever. That's that. We've got now this radio thing at the bottom does funny things. You showed me, so I can change the pilot right by clicking on the pilot. There, I'm a young man there. Let's see if I can do it again. I'm another young man, and so on. I'm a young lady with a like a fighter pilot helmet on now. It's funny, and so on. What is this? Fuse illumination. Don't know. I'm going to press it.
So at nighttime, that would illuminate the entire fuselage of the aircraft.
Roger. Oh, cool. Boost bump.
Where's
Nav
the finish gate? Or do you do like some number of laps?
It's okay. The finish gate is on the back end. There's two start finish gates. I'll make a run on the track and you can spectate it, and I'll show you the
Just
route.
a couple more things, Grinnelli. Acrosight and spades. What do those switches do, and what do acrosight and spades mean? It's something to do with the things on the wings, isn't it?
Correct. The spades are merely cosmetic. They're always on by default, but if you wanted to clean the airframe up, you could turn them off with the switch. The aerobatic sights are on the left and right wings. You can turn them on or off. They have no effect on the performance of the aircraft and are used for aerobatic demonstrations. You also have gauge backlights, floodlights, and navigation lights and external lights.
Mm-hmm.
The floodlight color can be changed on the radio at the bottom of the center stack, as well as you mentioned before, the pilot. And the play button for the MP3 player is the smallest one on the bottom, and then the left and right will allow you to seek through your tracks. There's about 8, I believe, music tracks that are on the plane right now.
Awesome, man. That's so Grinnelli. Oh, there's my colour. Right. Okay, guys. I've had a good look around the cockpit. It's pretty well modelled. It looks really good, but we kind of, expect that from Grinnelli now. Go on then, Grinnelli. Have a go around the course, or one of the courses. There's lots of different courses. I don't know if you want to explain them at some point, but there is there. And I'm going to watch you, so we know what to do, and then we're going to come and fly with you.
All right, beautiful. So right now I'm headed in for the Ascot replica that we have here north of Anapa. And I just ran out of fuel, which is hilarious.
How about that 15% fuel, guys?
Yeah, so that's pretty funny. So let's go ahead and give that another go. We'll grab the edge. The starting speed is 200 knots. You'll start with the first gate is head on. You'll perform a half Cuban maneuver. And pass through the start-finish gate you just went through, starting a right-hand sweep. You pass over the single pylons over the platform area. As I pull through the chicane to another double, we'll continue our turn out. Now we've reached the end of the course. We're setting up for another Cuban reversal. We'll take that back now, the reverse direction. Setting up for a long sweeper into the chicane. We'll head back toward the start-finish gate. Perform one final half Cuban. And then we race for the double start-finish. So we hit the first start-finish, and then we aim for the second start-finish. You see we received a time of minute 16:52 with 0 missed gates and 0 missed altitudes.
Can we have multiple people on the track at once? Because I'm never going to remember that, Grinnelli. Can I follow you?
You can absolutely follow someone around the track. However, the way the timing script works, there's a gap between when the timing would reset for you versus me. So if you follow me in, you will be running off of my start time of when I start.
That's okay. I'll just be happy not to die, if I'm honest, completely honest.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. But just for the valued viewers that are aware, if they want to tag team with each other, we do have dual style race courses that are set up side by side that you can race your friends.
Which, of course, begs the question, Grinnelli, how can people fly this? How can they either get hold of this mission or fly on a server? Is there a server up, or how does it work?
There will be a server up, the Virtual Air Racing Series. You'd search for VARS, V-A-R-S. You can download all the mods at virtualairrace.com. Everything is for free. DCS is free, so there's no excuse not to come out and try it. The airplanes also ship with some instant action missions that will be updated for the 2021 content, and so you can, give it a go in a single player, or you can hop online and check out the VARS server and race with some buddies.
Before we go and kind of do a bit of racing, I've got to ask. Well, there's lots of questions I've got to ask. The first one is why do people do this? How many G do these people pull in these planes? Tell me that.
Official rules, I believe, if it was over 10 or 12, they might have adjusted it over the years.
Christ.
But they would pull a maximum of 10, 12 Gs. If they violated that, they would make the airplane mechanics strip the wings off, inspect the spars. Even though the airplanes are rated, I guess, technically to handle a little bit more than that, for the safety of the pilots, the spectators, and everyone involved, G limits were pretty strictly enforced. But these guys are pretty hardcore. Very fast reaction time.
G suit?
No G suit.
Well, let me tell you a story then. An very embarrassing video for me is about to come up on the internet of me. I went up with a kind of English display team in prop planes. Not too dissimilar planes to these, actually, probably slower. And we did some formation displays and then some aerobatics and loops, barrel rolls, stuff like that. And we were only topping out just a bit more than 3G. Bearing in mind, you're talking about 12G, 3G. And we were kind of simulating, pretending what it would be like to have a dogfight under G to see if, how a gamer would, cope with it. And it was, I couldn't do it. Three and a bit G, I could barely hold my head up. And so any more than that. And also I found it thoroughly unenjoyable just to become whatever 14 times 3 stones is. So I just think about these guys. I mean, massive kudos to doing it, but I could never do this. As in, I would physically fold in half. Have you ever flown in one of these, Grinnelli? They're all single seats, aren't they?
I have not. They do have some extra models that are available. One of the VARS staff guys has flown in one of them, and we have a couple guys that have participated in the VARS series that are aerobatic pilots, aerobatic instructors, and it is very physically demanding, both the air racing and the aerobatic routines. You're really pushing your body to the limit.
Like I said, even after this 40 minutes of 3-bit Gs, I've never been so sweaty. I've never seen anything quite like it, so I can't imagine. And by the way, I do get really sick. Spoiler alert. Right, guys, Grinnelli, can we have you at the beginning of the course circling in a right circuit, please?
Roger.
These are so twitchy,
I'll give
Grinnelli.
the course.
I was complaining because the CE2's really twitchy like these. And I remember saying, there's no way it could be like this, there's no way it could be like this, and then Nick Gray came and gave me a good shoe-in. But they are apparently really this twitchy.
420-degree roll rate.
Right, are you two with us, guys?
About to be out of the course.
All right. Well, me and Simba are chasing Grinnelli. Go on your next time round, Grinnelli. You best give us a little bit of headroom with the old throttle. Oh, you need
all right, so we're rolling in.
Here we go. Tell us about the speeds we're trying to achieve.
All right. So right now we're trying to hold 200 knots.
Yep.
And then as soon as we cross the start-finish line, full throttle.
God, it's touchy.
I'll delay. We're going to go up into the half Cuban.
What happens if I hit one of these things? Do I blow up?
You will blow up.
Of course I will. Try and remind me what the lights do on the dash, on the front of the dash.
The lights on the front of the dash in speed mode will warn you if you're going to break the entry speed limit, and in G mode they activate to show you how many G's you're pulling, so you can kind of keep track without actually looking at the gauge. So now we're turning around for our return trip.
Oh god, I couldn't do that. That'd be me folded in half. Plus side, not dead yet.
We're almost there. One more turnaround.
I can feel the G, guys. Oh! Oh! I hit it as well. God swear wording. We've got to have another go, guys. Either on that track or another track, we've got to have another go. I'm getting the hang of it now, guys. It's even with giant wing, it's so sensitive, valued viewers. Like pretty much nothing else. Even more sensitive than the CE2. These planes are pretty much built for this, right, Grinnelli? To do this.
Specifically to do this.
Roger. Oh, I should say, flight model. What kind of flight model is it? 'Cause it does feel amazing, I'm not going to lie.
This is an EFM.
Yeah.
Developed by Aero and Company. They really did a fantastic job. Aero's a phenomenal guy, aerodynamic engineer, graduate, expert, if you give him the credit for that. And he really knows what he's doing and provided us with a beautiful thing for the community that's available for everyone to use.
Don't take my word for it, valued viewers. This is free. Come and download it. And you'll agree with me, it does feel as good as pretty much a paid thing, so it's awesome. Alright, here we go, guys. Got the big G in front. I'm number 2. I'll probably lose my bottle like you know.
Cortana's 3, Simba's 4.
Holding 199. The key here is to ensure that you're really going full throttle, full prop, full throttle, because the slower you go, the harder it is to do it. It's kind of like a Formula 1 car. You need to have the speed for the downforce and the heat and the brakes.
Oh, it's the chicane. That's the problem. It's the chicane that's the problem. So hard. Valued viewers, you got to try this to believe it. Hello, Cortana. Are we tangling?
I collided with one of you.
Whoops, not me.
Not me.
I think it actually was you. Believe it or not, Cap.
Really? Well, looks like that's what happens when you mess with the boss, Cortana. You have to shed your wings. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, bollocks! I forgot what I was going to say. Do they really move this fast, Grinnelli? Because these are...
Yes, absolutely.
We have to drive. Are these all like XF-16 pilots or something that can handle this? Because any normal man, it would just snap their neck off.
The majority of them, I think, that do the racing also are professional aerobatic performers and competitors.
Well, now I've been in a kind of little plane like this, like massive respect for it.
Hey, I finished.
Well done, guys. Let's go and have another. Just gonna have another race somewhere else.
If you want to check out another 540 style race, the other one we have is at Kataisi. That is a mock of Indianapolis. I would say the track that we were just racing would be considered a beginner level track.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. The Kataisi track that we have is ranging on intermediate. It's a lot smaller. It's a lot tighter.
All right, off you go then. Is that a 5? It's a 5. So this is the big brother, is it?
This is the 540 that I'm in.
Remind me what the spades do? I can't remember what the spades do.
The spades make it easier for the pilot to control. They're just cosmetic, though.
In there, yeah.
So I'll try to run this with smoke. So this track, the start gate is actually this double red.
Yep.
The airplane is not at top speed or top performance the first lap when you take off. So the line that you fly is much different on subsequent laps as you gather some speed. So now we've come through the start-finish gate. We're going to perform a clover.
Nice.
Now we have some speed. We can run these gates knife edge and set up a beautiful long sweeping turn. Race fans that enjoy iRacing and the Forzas and the Assetto Corsa stuff that are also into aviation really can dial these lines in and perfect them to a T.
Was that a clover again?
That was another clover through, so now we're on lap 2. This is the bottom half of the fact that we started off the ground. We'll come through the start-finish, and that's the race at 1:07:17.
Well done. Wow, amazing. Okay, should we try? I don't think there's much hope of me doing that. Should we try the the 8 then. Let's see what planes we've got over there.
In 3, 2, 1, fly.
Yep, let's do it. Oh, I can see this isn't going to go very well. Man, I'm not such a bad pilot. Alright, coming,
So
boys. Here I come.
As we enter the center, it's a left-hand turn around, back through the center, and then a right-hand turn back around through the center. The white buoys on the outside of the track indicate the outside of the trigger zone. So if you fly outside the white buoy, you potentially might miss a gate.
What's your altitude limit, or isn't there one?
There isn't one on this that's
Okay.
applicable.
I'm about to do Simba. See you later, douchebag.
Uh-oh. I think I just popped the engine.
Oopsie, the silly Cortana. Right. I'm going for the big G. Where's he going? Where is he going? Why the hell's a 251 faster than this? Keep going higher, can't help it. I'm going to try and take a tighter turn than Grinnelli.
Smooth is fast.
Well, I'm screwed then, aren't I? This one's got a great flight model on it as well. It's just L39, isn't it? Never get to fly it.
Gone a bit wide.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Lost you. Where have you gone?
I'm outside behind. High. We're line breast coming through the middle.
Turbos engage. Where are you, Simba?
Oh, I'm catching up to you guys.
You're early. Come to the Lewis Hamilton line. Whoa, Jesus, you really are catching up, Simba. How did you get so fast? I can't get that fast. Fair play. Oh my! Uh-oh! Nothing happened. Nothing happened. The minor coming together. A minor disagreement with gravity. He turned on the afterburner somehow. Okay, guys, that was awesome. I love doing these little race thingy series with Grinnelli. He's always got something awesome. And they're really good planes as well. Don't take my word for it. Like I said, come and just have fun with them. Grinnelli, that's me out of time. And unless you want to anger the wife, which I really suggest you don't, we're going to have to pack it in there. Anything you want to say about this racing stuff?
Well, I appreciate your time. I appreciate hanging out a little bit. And thank you to all the valued viewers that support the air racing and all the crazy shenanigans that we get ourselves into.
Absolutely. Okay, well done, guys. You guys can carry off if you want. It's just me that's got to go because of my restrictions. Thank you, Grinnelli. Thank you, guys. And I'll see you later.
Later, Cap.